Welcome to Confessions of the Pickup Artist, secondhand story, swipe culture chaos, reported live from the school pickup line. So pull up a chair and crack a cold one, because today's episode is a real sipper. We call this One for the Ditch, a cautionary tale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Confessions of a pickup artist. Cat secondhand stories. Swipe culture chaos while killing time. And
This friend of mine meets a guy, not on an app, none of that business, in the actual wild. Eye contact, real life banter. The old fashioned way the ancestors intended before Hinge destroyed everybody's attention span. And I actually happened to be there that night. And full disclosure, she was throwing oyster crackers at him from across the bar, which honestly sounds less like flirting and more like feeding a pond duck. But somehow it worked. Just a grown woman in Yaletown launching carbohydrates at a stranger hoping for romance. And look, it did get his attention. Now, this was at a local watering hole called Rodney's Oyster House. Great place. Fresh oysters, even fresher staff, if you know what I mean. One of those bars where everybody's either just got promoted, divorced, or is caught feelings accidentally on a Wednesday night after too much happy hour wine. Anyway, if you're in Vancouver, check it out. Not sponsored, but also not opposed to it. And before anybody asks, no, oyster cracker is not code for something salacious. It was literally oyster crackers, tiny little salted discs of desperation and hope. They meet immediate chemistry. Easy conversation, a little flirty flirt. No one's checking their phones every 9 seconds like the Stanley Cup playoffs are on. And honestly, it almost felt suspiciously healthy. So they trade numbers, they start seeing each other, everything's going great. He's funny, cute, attentive, actually asks questions, remembers details, makes plans in advance, which in modern dating is basically sorcery. So she's starting to think, okay, like this could actually be something. Now, quick side note, he is a little younger. And by a little younger, I mean over a decade, but who's counting, anyways? Listen, the man is legal. He's employed, literate. He even owns his own fitted sheets and knows how to use them correctly. And at this stage in life, we are not nitpicky. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And he carried himself well, confident, engaged, smart, easy on the eyes, which doesn't hurt. No roommates, no figuring things out, no mattress on the floor, no emotional support bong beside the PlayStation, just a fully formed adult man. So weeks go by and there's rhythm, consistency, ease. And when dating has been chaotic for long enough, the consistency starts to feel almost erotic. Like if someone texts you, made it home safe, you're suddenly planning a wedding playlist. So she's pleased. She's very pleased. Then we arrive at the night in question. It's late. It is late, late. 4 a.m. late. The kind of late where women over 40 are only awake for one of three reasons: anxiety, a pee break, or to change the sheets after a menopausal night sweat tsunami. Honestly, she was kind of hoping that he'd stay over, but he has to get up for work early, which at 4 a.m. seems ambitious. But whatever, she respects the work ethic. So she walks him to the door, normal, cute, end of evening behavior. Everything is still cool. And then this man turns to her and says, "Hey, can I grab a couple of beers for the road?" For the road? For the road. At 4 a.m.? This is when time slows down. Because her brain doesn't immediately reject it. She's trying to process it like corrupted software. Like, did he just say that? Am I hallucinating? Are we doing a sketch right now? Because there's no universe where a grown man leaving your apartment before sunrise asks for commuter beers. Like he's packing snacks for a field trip? What? So she laughs because obviously this is a joke. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Like, what's next? A Capri Sun for the Uber? But he's not laughing. No smile, no wink, no, just kidding. Then this man is standing there waiting for takeaway beverages, hydrating like the headliner is about to come on at Coachella 2026. Her brain is still buffering. She's standing there like, are we serious right now? And before she can even process what's happening, she hears herself say, "Oh, yeah, okay." And she toodles off to the fridge. Because women will literally do anything before making a situation awkward. So she grabs him 2 beers. And just in case anyone thinks he meant, oh, for tomorrow after work, getting ahead of things, no, 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 no. This man cracks one immediately in the hallway. Hallway beer. Not sidewalk beer, not Uber beer. Hallway beer. Work, which somehow feels much darker. Because a hallway is transitional. A hallway still has fluorescent lighting and consequences. And I know what you're thinking. Well, that was obviously the end of that. No, not even close. She kept seeing him for months, which honestly tells you everything you need to know about chemistry. Because attraction will have otherwise intelligent women out here negotiating behavior that they would absolutely annihilate in the group chat. If a friend told her this story, she'd be like, oh, he's unstable. Immediately, no. Mm-mm. But when you like someone, suddenly you're a defense attorney. Well, technically it was just 2 beers. He did ask politely. At least he's hydrated. When women feel the things, they become PR firms for chaos. And look, he was never her forever guy. But he was a fantastic right now guy. And honestly, sometimes that's enough. Not every relationship is meant to become a marriage. Some people are just emotional support disasters. Because people don't always red flag you immediately. No, no. They soft launch the insanity. Tiny clues, little sprinkles of concern. They sprinkle the chaos slowly, like some sea salt on a warm bowl of popcorn on a winter's night. That's good. And sometimes that's all dating is, collecting tiny evidence samples, like you're starring in your own romantic crime documentary. And look, this wasn't dangerous, it wasn't malicious, but it was information. Because confusion is data. And that's a lesson. If something makes you both laugh and pause, pay attention. If your first instinct is stunned laughter, something weird probably just happened. Not quirky, not eccentric, not he marches to the beat of his own drum. No, certified chaos. Modern dating. Less red roses, more hallway beer, and occasionally a man treating your apartment like a roadside bottle shop. Stay safe out there. Trust your instincts, and for the love of Lucy, keep your refrigerator stocked. Love you, Kay. Bye.
Although behavior under review, hit the bar, get the slow. Although behavior under review, hit the bar, get the slow.